Upstone here for Vegas Pro Insiders Daily, and today is July the 28th, and we got the weekend ahead, the last one in July. So fired up about that, because we know once we get to Tuesday, that's August 1st, and we know that football is just around the corner. And speaking of football, hey, you got to consider becoming a VPID member, $39.99 a month, great information. I got a whole new slew of things I'll be introducing for football for existing members, and if you want to become a member, you can too. $39.99 a month is all it's going to cost you, or you become a Inner Circle member where you can get picks from some of the top handicappers in the business, get their best bets, and I'm telling you, these guys will rock it. And we'll definitely follow up with some other great information for you as well. Check it out. That's only $99 a month for all of that. So that's fantastic as well. So, hey, we got a lot of stuff to get to today. We got 5 free picks for you, including a number of series wagers for the weekend because it's Friday, and we always do that on Fridays during the baseball season. So, hey, let's get to it. First up, we got the Chicago Cubs at the Milwaukee Brewers. Now, this is a big series. I know it's only the end of July, but it's a big series because these teams are going neck and neck at the present time, so something's got to give. Now, the wagering action is actually favoring the total in this one, which has gone down from 9.5 to 9, with Jose Quintana doing so well already for the Chicago Cubs, going up against Brett Sutter, who has surprisingly done as well. That was kind of unexpected from the Brewer standpoint. Now, the information that I'm able to generate in this game, it's conflicting. Some of it shows over, some of it shows under. I'm going to lean towards the under with Quintana, who is 11-2 as a road favorite the last 3 years. So that'll be my play there. Next up, also on Friday night, we have Arizona against St. Louis. Now, last night's game was kind of wacky. Arizona loaded the bases with 2 walks and 1 hit. Martinez came up, and what does he do? The right-handed batter curls one around the right foul pole for a grand slam, and that was it. 4-0. Arizona wins. Now, tonight, we have a very good pitching matchup, I think, with Robbie Ray going, and now he got lit up a little bit by Washington last Sunday, but by and large, he's been solid all year, 3.15 ERA, and he's going up against Michael Wacha, who struggled early, but kind of got his groove back. Now, he had a tough time with the Cubs last Sunday, but really, who hasn't of late, certainly since the All-Star break, so we should have a very good matchup here, and Wacha's fastball's back, and so with his fastball back, his curveball's a little bit sharper. Now, this one, the total also went down from 8.5 to 8. But, one of the things that I have for VPID members is what I call a game estimator total system. And so far this year, it's up over 25 units. Yeah, strong, right? And so with that system comes up with an over. So that's the play that I am going to suggest here to take that on the snakes and the cards. Take the over. Next up, we have series betting, Atlanta at Philadelphia. Now, as far as this goes, this is a pick'em in terms of the series itself. Now, Philadelphia, they've won 2 of their last 3 series, have been generally playing a little bit better baseball, and they've taken 5 out of 7 against Atlanta. So as bad as they've been, they've had kind of their way with the Braves. Looking at the pitching matchups, the starting pitching matchups, Atlanta will have an advantage pretty much along the way in all 3 games, but not dramatically. And so I think with Philadelphia being confident, I'm willing to take a flyer on them. Not a big bet, but something I would certainly look at and consider. Next up, we have the Colorado Rockies against Washington. Now, for those that don't know, the Rockies started the year on the road 24-10, just playing awesome baseball. But in their sense, 3-16, which included getting swept at St. Louis earlier this week. Now they go to Washington, and Washington, with Strasburg out, now has 40% of its original starting staff out. So I think that helps Colorado in the general sense. Some of their young pitchers seem to be hitting the wall in the last month. Been a little bit shakier, from time to time. But I think overall, their bats have been strong, like yesterday's 8 home runs, including 5 in 1 inning. But obviously that's not going to happen day after day and anything like that. But I think they're starting to percolate a little bit. I think they'll have have enough to cover up against how poorly Colorado's played on the road of late. So I'm going to go that direction and take the Washington Nationals. Next up, we have Texas is hosting Baltimore. Now, just from one perspective alone, obviously they have the revenge angle in referring to the Rangers, who were swept earlier this month in a 4-game series in Crab Cake City. Now, Texas, this is their chance to get it back. But, you have to really, it's a matter of picking the right aspect in this particular game, because you have the worst starting pitching in the American League with the Baltimore Orioles, and you have among the poorest bullpens in Texas, who's ranked 12th in ERA. Now, the first game, Andrew Kashner goes up against a really still struggling Chris Tillman, so advantage is to Texas in that one. I think they're like a -140 favorite. In the second game, Kevin Gausman, up and down. I've more than lost faith in him a couple of years ago, actually, going up against Austin Bibbins Dirks. That seems pretty much a tight game. And then game 3 of the series, couple of lefties who can get lit up. Talking about Wade Miley against Martin Perez. And by the way, I love the over on that game. Well, I shouldn't say love it yet because I don't know what the number is. But if it's 11, you know what? Take the over in that one. That's just an extra free pick for you there. Look at this series. I think that Texas overall has probably got a little bit. I keep saying overall. I think Texas is going to be the play here in the revenge situation, and they're going to get it done. So take the Rangers in the series. I believe they're a -130 favorite, as I recall. So hey, that's Doug Upstone. I know you got a busy weekend ahead, as do I. So got a lot of things going on. Enjoy yourself. Good luck to you on your wagers. And I am out of here.